was about to make exactly the same mistake that got me into my first biggest problem in my life recently. And that's exactly the reason why I am making this video, to really reflect on it and extract all the important information that we can get out of this whole situation itself, you know? And it all started with my own reflection with myself before going to start a relationship with somebody else. And I found myself negotiating with this person the non-negotiable. If you understand what that means your principles and core values of what makes you, you, which makes you unique and different from every single different person out there. And I realized that for me, I set up some boundaries. I set up some core principles that I said, this is the red line for me. This is where I cannot see myself accepting the situation, accepting what could potentially be something that's going to hurt me in the future or my children or whatsoever. And this is what I understood at that moment precisely, that I was making again the biggest mistakes that I was doing in the past. And what I mean about that is that I made my own personal funerals by saying goodbye of my old self. What I mean my old self, I mean the person that is used of making all those bad habits that are not actually contributing to the well-being or to the goal that I am trying to achieve in this life. Because you have to keep in mind that if you are looking to step into a new chapter in your life, you have to be able to say goodbye and to close the past chapter for good, which means you don't want to be carrying your old habits with you to the new chapter in your life. And for that reason specifically, I am making this video. For this reason specifically, that we are completely forgetting what brought us to this position. And sometimes you have to take a step back and reflect and understand the whole situation, how things are currently operating in today's time. You know, how things have evolved, how things have changed. And unfortunately, even the image of a man and of a woman has completely changed from back in the days. And me, who has been raised in the old school manners, find it very hard to cooperate or to live among people of today's time. But it is what it is, and that's what we do. We are like water, and we try to adapt in every single situation. And the way you want to be, the way I wanted to approach this is by explaining of how important the mindset is when you are making a decision in your life to change your life for good. Because 90% of all the things that we are trying to achieve is all mental. It's all happening in our mind. It's all happening of how we see ourselves in the mirror. And this is what differentiates us from all the others. As simple as me making this video, afraid of tackling some subjects because I'm afraid I'm going to offend some people or hurt some people, but it is what it is. By the end of the day, we got one life and I'm planning to live it fully. Therefore, indeed, I have to be selfish. And this is where a lot of people are getting this misconception of being selfish. Being selfish is knowing my limits and knowing my borders and prioritizing myself, because most of the people that you meet are not that important in your life because of the amount of time that you have spent with them. Your entourage itself makes the big difference. Because the friend that you hang out with at night is not the same friend that you hang out during the day with. And they're not the same trustworthy people over here. And what it is of what is friend or what is not a friend, that's something that has to be determined only by you. But this whole situation over here has brought me back to the initial position to really start learning that, Azer, it's time. Azer, you said goodbye to him. Azer, now it's time to build. Now it's time for you to stand up. As I did it when I was in the beginning, to become a personal trainer and then an online coach and then in boxing, I knew it, that it's time for me to stand up again and learn to say no. And the power of no here has played an important position. I'm like, nah, that ain't for me. And that ain't for you as well, being overweight and not having a good body. Because the fact about you being selfish is amazing, because there's a little irony in it. I want you to be selfish. The more selfish you are, the more better you're going to take care of the people that you love. You know why? Because you're going to give them the best version of yourself to the people that you have chosen to be inside that circle. And this is what I always emphasize, that you have to have a physical activity. You need to get your ass to the gym. You can no longer be overweight in this year, 2026. Khalas. Mankind is evaluating. It's growing. Things are happening. The world is changing. And you're still going to miss the train this time? You still going to you miss the train this time? And I can guarantee you one thing, because when I was overweight, I was invisible. But then as soon as I got some muscles on, people start treating me differently. The energy that I bring to the table is different. I no longer need to put on a $500 shirt because I already have $1 million body. So if I put a $2 shirt on my skin, I will still look like $1 million. Above all of the things that I have so far, the physical activity of you going to the gym, you owe it to yourself. You owe it to your children. You owe it to the people that you love. And that's why I'm going to always keep emphasizing on this point over here, that fitness, strength training, stretching, mobility, all of that combined is what you need to do. As simple as that. I am not here to come and tell you that we already know. You know what you have to do. You know exactly what you have to do, and you're not doing it. Enough is enough. And you gotta learn how to detach from those emotions. Nobody really cares about the things anymore, man. Nobody really cares about those emotions. Probably not even your girlfriend or your wife or your husband. You have to take care of yourself. We have arrived in this time for one specific reason, is that we're living in a gangster's paradise. We're living in a gangster's paradise, where the law of the jungle applies. You eat or you be eaten. So you have two choices over here, is that you're going to carry on with your old habits and procrastinate and bring in more excuses to convince yourself. I know some people that use ChatGPT to bring me excuses to the table. Really fucking creative. Or you're going to pick yourself up and decide to make that investment on yourself. If you are in this position, it's because of all those decisions you have made. But hey, it's not too late.